Alright, what is going on, guys? It is your boy TKD123 here, back in here on PlayStation Source. And last year, towards the end of the year, right on the doorstep of next generation, we did get Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I streamed the whole game on PS4 Pro on the channel, but I did want to go back this week and play the PS4 Pro version on my PS5 in preparation for the full PS5 patch that has been released as of this recording, so you can go download the update onto your console. At least on PS5, I did have to go and download the separate PS5 version on the store, and it was free because it's a free upgrade, spoiler alert. And that is something that they did not intend to actually be how you would get this update, because it's supposed to just look at your PS4 version of the game on your PS5 and automatically update it to the PS5 version. However, there were some issues with that update. It wasn't really registering on a lot of people's PS5s, so I'd say if you still haven't gotten the update, just go to the store, download the PS5 version, it'll be free. Now let's go over what exactly has changed from the PS4 to PS5 version, and you will be seeing comparison shots up on the screen. They'll be labeled PS4, PS5, etc. So it should be all good on the video side for you to check out for yourself. Starting off here, also the first thing I do have to mention is that you will be getting a free upgrade to PS5 if you have a PS4 copy already bought, so that's a great thing there. However, you can also transfer your save as well from that PS4 version to the PS5 version. All you gotta do is go to the PS4 version of Crash, hit square on the main menu to get to the save slot section. Then from there, all you gotta do is press triangle on your current Crash save to upload that save to the cloud. And then what you do is you go to PS5, you get set up and everything, you do that crazy like long, you know, you gotta like agree to like 1,000 documents or whatever the hell. It's a long thing, but what you do is you go to the save slot screen on the PS5 version, then select download cloud save, and then you're all good to go, and you have your save right there. Very simple, very easy to do, nothing too crazy there. And so once you get all set up, once you get all cozied into your Crash 4 It's About Time on PS5, what are the enhancements that have been said to be added to this version, specifically on PlayStation 5? So first up here, the game will be running in 4K 60 frames per second. Now, to be very clear here, both PS4 and PS4 Pro did run in 1080p. However, the PS4 Pro version was running at a higher frame rate and was pretty much already at 60 frames for the most part. There were some dips in there overall at some cutscenes and some different high intensity gameplay moments, but overall it really hit 60 in a pretty consistent basis. Not completely consistent, but pretty consistent, you know what I'm saying, as opposed to the base PS4, where you'll definitely see the difference, which I did not have footage from the base PS4 because I don't have a base PS4. However, that base PS4 version of Crash 4 It's About Time runs definitely closer to 30 frames per second. It's like a 30 to 40 frames per second game on that console, so you're definitely going to feel the frame rate difference more so if you're going from a base PS4 to a PS5. But the PS4 Pro, you're gonna feel a similar frame rate, and I did that as well. Like, I definitely felt like the frame rate was pretty, you know, similar to the PS5 version, although the PS5 version definitely was a lot smoother in a lot of different gameplay segments for sure, but it was very comparable to the PS4 version. But the main appeal, of course, is that 4K, because it definitely looks a lot better on PS5 with that version. A lot better quality imaging, a lot better quality character models in terms of how they render onto the gameplay scene. It's looking great, it's looking fantastic. But you also get on the PS5 version 3D audio as well, which I was using with my headphones, and you can use with your headphones as well. And of course, as stated before, the game does look better, obviously, with better visuals overall and better lighting and shadowing, etc. However, I did notice that there are some cutscenes that seem to be just untouched and seem to be just rendered like outside of like the game's engine, and you know, you can definitely tell the difference because there are some cutscenes that look a little bit fuzzy, like a little bit weird, like the one I'm showing you right now on screen. Then there are other cutscenes that are made with the in-game engine that will give frame rate dips to, you know, previous hardware. Like on the base PS4, the PS4 really struggled with making this cutscene happen. However, on PS5, it runs pretty much seamlessly. So definitely you have the differences right there from the in-game cutscenes as opposed to the just regular rendered cutscenes that happen outside of the game's engine. Next up here, this is pretty self-explanatory, not too much to explain here, but the game loads a lot faster on PS5 thanks to that SSD, and you can see it here clearly with where on both gameplays I did just boot it from the main menu, and it does load a lot faster on the PlayStation 5 version as opposed opposed to the PS4 version. Now, of course, it's going to load a little bit faster when you're running a PS4 game on a PS5 naturally, and I just did not have time to really get out my PS4 Pro and do all that whole thing and really show you from a PS4 Pro's perspective, but you can clearly see here that it is faster loading, and that doesn't need too much explaining right there. Now, of course, what is a PS5 version without those PS5 DualSense features? Because this game does feature adaptive triggers and some haptic feedback. Now, the haptic feedback I found to be pretty minuscule, like nothing really, anything that is as like elaborate and as intense as Astro's Playroom, for example, but it is definitely still there. It's just definitely kind of in the background, just meant to kind of supplement the overall experience. And the adaptive triggers, I didn't get to any levels that really take advantage of it, but I have heard it's for those levels that have different characters and they have different weapon abilities like the grappling hook or the suck gun, etc. So, you know, those you will definitely feel it in the triggers, which is great to hear as well. Crash 4 on PS5 does feature activity card support, so these are very nifty things that you pull up through that sometimes handy, but not really that handy, to be honest. Control center on the PS5 menu, and you can jump to different parts in the game. You can jump to different challenges that you need to complete. You can jump to different levels that you haven't finished yet, and it's a really cool, you know, addition. Like, I always like when a game adds those card supports, even though I don't use it that much, to be completely honest with you guys, but still cool to see that they are really fully utilizing all of the PS5's, you know, nifty features and all that great stuff. Now, I would have liked to see them add game help. I'm not sure that it has game help. I'm pretty sure it doesn't, but I think that would have been pretty cool for those that, you know, are perhaps struggling with Crash 4, because definitely Crash 4 is not the easiest game in the world. I didn't find it to be the hardest game in the world, but definitely I feel like it could have been a very, very good addition to this game specifically. And the last big thing here I want to highlight is that this game really does take advantage of the PS5's SSD in more ways than just loading times. So what it is that I was looking at the different file sizes and found that when you install the PS4 version of Crash 4 on PS5, at least, the gigabyte size is about 45 gigabytes, right? But when you download the PS5 version of Crash 4, it is only 20 gigs. So it did get a little 25 gigabyte reduction. That's huge. Like that is gonna help a lot, and I really hope that this is telling that future games can do this. I'm looking at you, Call of Duty, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can really optimize games on PS5 to make them a little bit smaller, and seeing, you know, obviously not every game is Crash 4, but this is a very, very good sign that, hey, file sizes could really come down in a real way as long as developers really do, you know, trim down the overall code and trim down the overall assets that they, you know, have duplicates of on PS4 to make it run faster. They can do that with just one asset on PS5 and it still be fast as hell. So hopefully we do see this trend in the future, because honestly, this is low-key like my favorite part about this whole update. It's that it really did trim down that file size a lot, given that, of course, the PS5 only has 825 gigs to use up until the summer of this year. So space is definitely, you know, a little bit crowded. So good to see that Crash 4 is only taking up a 20 gigabyte portion of your PS5's SSD. So overall, I really commend Activision and Toys for Bob for making this version of the game on PS5. Like, it runs great, you know, off the PS4 version on PS5, but just having this PS5 version, having it with better visuals, 4K, faster load times, DualSense, activity card support, and of course, most importantly, trimming down the file size to make it fit better on a PS5 is just a lot better of an experience for Crash 4 on PS5. So kudos to them, and definitely like this update overall, and hope that more games do this trend with their PS4 iterations. Yes, I'm looking at you, Horizon Zero Dawn. Where the hell is that PS5 patch? But besides all of that, guys, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to leave a like on the video, as well as hit subscribe to PlayStation Source to keep up with the latest and greatest in PlayStation. Down below, of course, you can find links to our Discord, our Twitter, and our Anchor link. That way you can listen to our long-form content in podcast format. Those, of course, being the Safe Stop podcast and, of course, Road 2 series coming back very, very shortly to you guys, coming soon. Road 2 coming soon, I promise, guys, you know what I'm saying? And so to end off this video, I might just show a little bit more gameplay for you guys, just to kind of fill out the whole comparison video. And thank you all for watching, and as always, greatness awaits.